But it was a great opportunity for him. Of course, he's in a remote part of the jungle, and he wasn't able to take his family with him, but Katie and the boys have moved into that.
The triplets?
Johnny, could you hold the calls, please? Okay. Yeah, the triplets. Of course, it's a little noisier than it was, but we love it.
Oh, no matter how many times I check the pockets, something always turns pink.
Me too. I remember the boys wore nothing but pink diapers when they were little.
Hey, you guys.
Honey, ladies don't say, hey, you guys.
Okay, anyway, Daddy's home, and he's talking funny, and he won't come in.
Steve, what in the world are you dressed like that? Hi, Dad. Oh, well, you're not Steve.
I didn't say I was.
I don't believe it.
Would you kindly remove the bearings?
Sweetie, come on. Fran, go on. Well, you must be Steve's cousin from Scotland.
I am so. The Laird Fergus McBain Douglas. And you'd be...
I'm Mrs. Douglas, Steve's wife, Barbara.
And the young woman?
Oh, I'm Mrs. Douglas, too. Katie.
And the bairns?
The what? Oh, yes. Well, that's Charlie and Stevie and Robbie the Second. Their father's in South America right now.
Come on, boys, let's go, Steve.
And the wee lassie?
Oh, that's Dorothy. We call her Dodie for short.
Does he think I'm a dog, Mama?
No, honey. Lassie means little girl. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Mr. Douglas, won't you come in, please? Come in. I'm sorry. What? You must be exhausted.
No. Well, 'tis a bonny house you have here.
Oh, thanks.
And where would my room be?
Your room?
Aye.
Yeah, John. Oh, well, if it's urgent, put her on. Yeah, Barbara.
Honey, I know you're busy, but I'm really up a tree.
Oh? What's happened?
Well, a man came to the door a little while ago who looks so much like you that it's just frightening.
Tell me, does he have a Scottish accent?
You can cut it with a knife.
Well, it sounds like it might be Fergus.
It is. Direct from Scotland. Does Laird mean Lord?
Yeah, it's just about the same thing.
Steve, I just can't get over how much he looks like you and how much you look like him.
Yeah, I know people say that. I just don't see it. Well, anyway, honey, make him comfortable, hmm?
Oh, well, he insists on it.
He insists on what?
He asked which was his room.
Oh. Well, it's the least we can do, honey. After all, when we were in Scotland a few years ago, he put up the whole family.
Steve.
Yeah?
Where am I going to put him?
Well, let's see. Honey, you'd better put him in with Charlie. Now, look, I've got to go now. I'm awfully busy, and as a matter of fact, I won't be able to get home to dinner.
Okay. Steve, I'm sorry, but something tells me there's going to be an explosion around here.
An explosion?
Charlie hasn't met him yet. And somehow I'm just not looking forward to a Charlie O'Casey living in the same room with Laird Fergus Douglas.
12 cents for 3 measly little carrots. The guy should have had a gun.
Why did you plant a vegetable garden?
I tried.
The bigger kids are in school, and Barb's looking for a cot.
What you want a cot for?
We have a guest.
Look at that. We grow oranges here in California, right? Then how come they cost $90 a dozen?
Wait till you meet our guest.
I hope he don't eat much. Say, how are chances of you putting these things away?
Sure. Uncle Charlie, you won't believe your eyes when you see him.
Who?
Our guest.
Oh.
Hi, Charlie.
You know what they want for 3 mangy little carrots? 12 cents.
We have a guest.
Well, that's all I've been hearing since I got home. Guests are your problems. Hey, Steve. What are you doing home? Ain't you got a secretary to do that work? Hey, Steve.
Have you no got eyes in your head, man? I'm no Stephen.
How did you get your voice wrecked?
I'm Fergus McBain Douglas.
By golly, you're right. You're not Steve. Steve wouldn't be caught dead in an outfit like that.
And who are you?
O'Casey. Charlie O'Casey.
Irish?
I ain't Zorba the Greek.
Well, I see you two have met. Charlie, this is Steve's cousin from Scotland.
Swell.
He's going to be bunking with you for a few days.
And bless this house and the food, and ken that we look to you for guidance. Amen.
Amen.
I'll see to the roast now. This knife will not cut porridge.
Now, listen, Alice. All right. Give it to me. I'll sharpen it again.
Well, I'm sorry Steve isn't home, Mr. Douglas, but he's on a very important project.
As Stephen's wife, you have the right to call me by my given name, Fergus.
Fergus? It sounds very, Scottish.
Aye. You also have the same right, young lady.
Oh, thank you.
Fergus?
Children do not have the same right, nor do they speak at the table.
Oh, well, in our house they have that right, Mr. Fergus. I mean, as long as they're not rude or butt in.
Here you are, your lairdship. If it ain't sharp enough, there's always a straight razor.
Thank you.
How long are you going to be in America, Miss Fergus?
I'm here on a mission. When that mission is accomplished, I'll return to Scythian Bridge.
Are you the laird of the whole works, Mr. Douglas?
Aye. From the Tullach on the north to the Strathane on the south. You didn't start partaking of your food until the hostess has been served.
Man, Mama, I don't know what he's talking about most of the time.
That makes two of us.
I think Mr. Douglas means that none of you eat until I've been served, and I think it's a lovely idea.
Them that has food may now eat.
Well, thanks. Say, I've been breathing all day without your permission. Did I do wrong?
The Muppet Show, coming up next here on Odyssey.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, sweetheart. This doesn't sound very flattering, but you look tired.
I'm tired. Well, tell me, where's Fergus?
Well, he went to bed early. Oh, Steve, we have a problem.
Yeah, I gathered that from the phone calls. Charlie and Fergus still locking horns?
We started off at a low pitch, and we went steadily downhill from there.
Well, I'll talk to them first thing in the morning. Did I kiss you when I came home?
No, I kissed you. Why?
Well, I just figured a lady with a teenager in the house, plus a little girl, plus 3 little boys, plus a young mother with an absent husband, plus Charlie and Fergus deserves a kiss. There.
He forgot the lion.
The lion?
Mm-hmm.
What lion?
Well, that's what Doty's been calling Tramp always.
Oh. That's for the lion.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Morning.
Charlie, where's Fergus?
Oh, he got up at dawn to feed the sheep or something.
Charlie, where is Fergus?
How do I know? Like I told you, he got up early and nearly wrecked my back crawling over the cot. I think he went out to look over the ancestral estates.
Did you say anything about the mission?
No. I suppose you're too late for anything but coffee, as usual.
Just coffee.
I'll get it.
Charlie, I understand you haven't been exactly hospitable to Fergus, right?
Who's got the big mouth around here?
I have. I was just being factual. After all, Steve has got to know the facts.
I know Fergus must be a difficult man, Charlie, but so are you.
Me? I'm the soul of tact. You know that, Steve.
Oh, sure. But just the same, Charlie, I think tonight you better sleep in Ernie's room.
While that Scotch dirt farmer sleeps in my bed?
Well, all right, then Fergus can sleep in Ernie's room, and Ernie can sleep with you.
Well, thanks a lot. Ernie whistles in his sleep.
Well, do you have any other suggestions?
Yeah, but you wouldn't like him.
Charlie, you're acting like an old delinquent. Now, Fergus is our guest, and I will not have any more wrangling.
Stephen?
They didn't have cheese, so I got tuna salad. You must be starved, Mr. Douglas. Oh, I'll take it in my office. I'll have him call you right back, Mr. Stroughton. Well, no. But I finally got a sandwich into him. Fine.
Charlie, would you type up this letter to Tri-Space, original in one, and get it off right away?
Yes, sir. I hope... how did you get out here? I mean, did you come through that door?
Well, yeah. Why? It's my cousin from Scotland.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought for a minute there I was losing my mind. I never saw such a duplicate.
You know, a lot of people say that, but personally, I just don't see it. He has such a weak chin.
Ah, Stephen. Good day to you.
You know, I've been so busy, I thought I'd never get a chance to see you. Sit down, Fergus.
Thank you.
Well, you finally got to America. This is your first trip, isn't it?
Aye. And I must say, you have a charming custom in your country.
Oh?
Yes, the young woman out there addressed me by name and brought me a morning snack. We would not do such a thing in Scotland.
We don't do it too often in America. Tell me, Fergus, what brings you to America? I mean, is it business or pleasure?
Stephen, I have a problem.
A problem?
Aye. I did not have an heir. Do you ken what I mean?
Oh, that's right. You never did marry, did you?
No. And lately I've been very concerned about it. You see, if I didn't find myself a wife, Douglas Line at Scythian Bridge is doomed.
As I remember, there were plenty of bonny lassies when we were there.
Aye, they're all picked over at Scythian Bridge. There's no left for the culls and the uglies.
Well, how about Edinburgh or Glasgow?
They're filled with Campbells and McDavishes and the like. We cannot sully the Douglas Line with such.
Well, Fergus, America is filled with people of mixed blood. I mean, when you get married here, your wife is liable to be part French or part German, or with maybe a little Cherokee thrown in.
Aye, but no Campbell or McTavish or MacDonald or McPherson. You see the improvement, Stephen.
I'm afraid I see only the prejudice, Fergus.
Ah, you've been away from the homeland too long. At any rate, what suggestions have you?
Suggestions?
Aye. Surely you must know of some suitable lassies who wouldn't be averse to being the Lady of Scythian Bridge.
Well, now, let me understand. You want to marry an American girl and take her back to Scotland as Lady Douglas?
Aye. But mind you, Stephen, she must be sturdy. I'll be wanting bairns.
Bairns?
Wee ones. You cannot have an heir without a baron.
Well, no, I suppose not. Excuse me. Yes, Janet? Oh, is he at the gate? Oh, good. As soon as he gets up here, send him right in, will you? Fergus, I'm sorry, but...
I know, Stephen, you're busy. I'll be away, the new. Will I be seeing you at supper tonight?
No, I'm afraid I'm going to be late again.
Oh. Well, I'll inform the family. You'll not forget about a wife now, will you?
Oh, sure, Fergus.
Good. Mind you, Stephen. She'll not only need to have barons, boy barons.
And Mr. Douglas would like you to go right in.
Fine. Thank you, Janet.
No.
No?
No.
Come right in, Tom.
Young woman, what age have you?
What?
How old would you be?
30. 29.
Be you wed?
Wed? No.
What's that ring on your finger?
I'm engaged.
Aye. You'll no do, lassie.
Vacation at Disney's California Adventure.
Funny, but I feel kind of sorry for him. I don't know, when Steve told me that he was looking for a bride in that stolid, practical way, I almost cried.
He doesn't make me cry.
Well, I think... Charlie, what is it?
I'm going to put some lumps on somebody's head, that's all. Now, relax.
What happened?
Well, listen, that Bonnie Prince, nothing came down the stairs just now while we were playing Chopin.
Well, what did he do?
He started looking Dorothy over like she was a prize hen or something. And now he's asking her personal questions. I'm going to lump him up pretty good.
Charlie, come on now. Oh, so childish. What would you do if one of the children tried to hit somebody over the head with a baseball bat?
I tell him to use an overlapping grip.
What difference would that make, Mr. Douglas?
I know, Stephen, if that's what's bothering you.
I didn't think you were when Charlie called you Fungus.
Fergus, will you no answer my question, lass?
Well, I'm Scotch, Irish, and Italian, I guess.
The Scottish name, do you recall it?
McPherson.
McPherson? I'm afraid you'll no do. She'll no do.
I won't do for what?
What did he ask you?
He asked me how old I was, if I was married, how many boys there are in my family, and finally, what my ancestry was.
Dorothy, he's looking for a wife.
And what makes him think he can walk in here and take my girl right out from under my nose?
Because he's about as emotional as a computer. Oh, I'm sorry. I try not to show it for your sake and Dad's, but...
That goes double. He not only tried to steal my girl, he wrecked Chopin for the evening. I'll help you pack, honey. Here. Hey, honey. There.
I feel sorry for him, Steve. I mean, a man whose face doesn't show his emotions is a misunderstood man.
That's right.
Oh, it's not going to be easy finding him a wife.
No.
You're just going to have to talk to him, honey. Honey?
Barbara?
Katie!
I was really wrong about something.
Wrong about what?
Well, I stayed up to watch some TV, and I... Come here, take a look. I'm not going to believe it.
Great. What? What? Where are you going? Here we go. Here we go. Very fast. Faster. Faster. That's the lad. There we go. oh, Katie. Barbara. Well, the Bairns were having a little trouble sleeping, and can you imagine? 3 Bairns, all named Douglas. Imagine that. Well, good night.
Oh, he's a laird or something, and he's looking for a wife. No, he doesn't want yours, Phil. He wants one that ain't used. Well, anyhow, he just walked in here and he grabbed some of my coffee without asking. I'll talk to you later.
Well, hi, honey. How was school? Fine. Ernie wanted me to tell you that he was eating over at a friend's house, and that if I didn't tell you, he'd croak me.
Did he say what friend?
No. All he said was that his friend had a neat sister and that he'd call you later.
Okay. I want you to change your clothes and hang this dress up, okay?
Okay. How come Uncle Charlie's being so nice to Mr. Douglas?
Uncle Charlie is being nice to Fergus?
Yeah. When I was coming through the kitchen just now, he said he was a nice man. Aren't you going to listen at the door?
Oh, it's not nice to listen at doors.
You know, Fergus, you got the worst accent I've ever heard, but I'm willing to help you out. Now, man to man, what kind of a woman are you looking for?
Woman?
You're looking for a woman to make into Lady Douglas, ain't you?
Aye.
Well, what are you looking for? Old, young, tall, fat, thin, plain, fancy, what?
I'll not know till I see her.
Oh, then you're not fussy, huh?
I'm no fussy. But I'm very selective. Well, I must post these. And I must say the price you pay for stamps in this country would beggar a baron. Good day to you, Charles.
Well, look, if I dig up a few dames for you, will you look them over?
Aye. Aye.
Hi, I'm Terry Dowling.
How do you do? I'm Mr. Douglas.
You're Mr. Douglas?
Yes?
Hey, you gotta, forgive the way I look. I just got off of work.
I see.
Jonas Tevrin sent me.
Jonas?
Do you want to look me over here, or do you want me to sit down?
Well, of course. Come in. Miss Dowling. I'm afraid there's been some sort of mistake.
Didn't Jonas call you?
No.
Isn't that just like a musician? He was supposed to call you and let you know I was coming. I work at the Blueberry Lanes.
The Blueberry Lanes?
It's a bowling alley. I work as a cocktail waitress there. Oh, before you say anything and before you think I'm some kind of a weirdo, I have been married before. Ralph and me was too young, you know what I mean? What does a kid 16 years old know about marriage? But here I am, a little bit older and a little bit wiser. I don't think my cargo has shifted too much, do you?
Cargo?
My shape.
Oh, well, no.
Listen, I'm 34 years old. I'm not going to kid you about that. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I'm afraid I don't really.
Aren't you the one who wants to get married and take the wife to Norway or someplace?
No, that's my cousin. And it's Scotland.
What difference does it make, right? Where's your cousin?
He's gone to bed. He goes to bed quite early.
Sure does. Well, okay. Tell him I'm at the Lanes from 3 until about now. I have tables 8, 10, and 11. On Thursdays, I take over table 3, too, okay?
Miss Dowling, who did you say sent you?
Like I said, Jonas Tevrin. Naturally, you've never heard of him either. Boy, this is the most bollocks blind date I've ever been on. Well, you know how trumpet players are. They blow all that racket through their mouths. Some of it's bound to get back in the brain. Come and see us sometime.
I cheated. I just heated it up. Who is at the door?
Well, Barbara, you just wouldn't believe it.
Katie, a woman came by last night, and she... Do you know a musician by the name of Jonas Tevrin? No. Why? Well, this Jonas Tevrin sent over a young woman, and Steve talked to her. I mean, she was already...
She came to the house?
I was making coffee, and I'm just sick that I missed her because Steve isn't very good at descriptions.
What did she look like?
Well, he said that she was rather youngish looking and that she wore a waitress's outfit, and he said something about her cargo not having shifted too badly.
Men always remember the wrong things. Now, who would tell people about Fergus?
I don't know. I asked Dodie, and I asked Ernie, and... I think I've been asking the wrong people.
Hi.
Hi. Charlie.
But in the lounge down at the bowling alley.
And did you tell him that Fergus was looking for a wife?
Why not? Did Jonas send somebody over?
Oh, Charlie, how could you?
Uncle Charlie, really, that's going a little too far.
Come on, hold it, you two. Old Fungus is looking for a wife, ain't he?
Well, that's not the way to go about it.
Ah, horse feathers. Look, if the guy wants to get married, you tell people about it. It's like sticking out honey for flies.
Uncle Charlie, maybe Fergus wants to pick out his own bride.
A young woman came by here last night, expecting to be considered as an applicant. I mean, she went to lots of trouble. She had hopes, maybe. And she got nothing for all her pains. I mean, you just can't treat people like that.
But who talked to her?
Steve did.
Did he turn her down?
Well, it's not a matter of turning her down. He didn't even know what she was here for.
Then he's dumber than I think he is.
Uncle Charlie, you can't just put an ad in the paper about a thing like this.
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, no, you can't, Charlie. I mean, after all, this is Fergus. Charlie, you did.
Well, not in the big papers. In that little throwaway that we get on Tuesdays.
Charlie.
Hello? A neighborhood news? Well, this is Mrs. Stevens. I know everyone in the neighborhood takes your paper. The point is that I want to put a stop to an ad that appears... No, not next week, this week. Look, I don't understand your routine about putting a paper to bed. What I'm trying to say is...
Barbara, forget it. Here it is.
I'm sorry I bothered you. Oh, no. Laird Douglas of Scotland wishes to meet suitable woman. Object, matrimony, which will make her Lady Douglas.
If there's better wording.
Oh, Katie, do you know what this means? There's going to be armies of women at that door.
Are you the folks looking for a lady to marry a lad?
I don't want you to be upset, but something terrible has happened.
Is that so?
Charlie, who meant well, I want you to understand that. He put an ad in the paper about you wanting a bride.
In the newspaper, you say?
Well, it's just a throwaway paper we get on Tuesdays. Some advertising for the neighborhood. I mean, it's not the one we really subscribe to.
Barbara.
But that isn't the point. Fergus, some of the results from that ad are waiting for you in the living room.
Prospective brides?
Aye.
Well... He's a better man than I thought. Do you know, see? He came to problem, and he seeks to assist.
Well, I'm glad you're taking it that way.
Barbara, I shall need a pencil and paper if you have a mind to supply it.
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Are you going to take notes?
I am afraid I didn't have the memory for the statistics of women. And not only that, I'll be wanting bairns. Boy bairns.
Mister, I never took a foreign language, so I don't understand one word you're saying.
It is not a foreign language, madam. Well, I'll be thanking you for your time. Good evening to you.
You mean that's it? You want me to go?
Aye.
Aye.
You may go.
I don't know what it is you're looking for, honey, but I'm certainly glad I'm not it. I'm too old to learn a new language.
Good evening.
Are they gone, Fergus?
Aye. And not a sheep in the pasture.
Not a sheep?
That is a saying we have.
Oh.
Barbara, where am I going to find myself a wife to give me bairns?
Fergus, you're a big, strong, handsome man. Well, that isn't really important. What is I'm going to be corny, okay?
Corny?
Uh-huh.
I didn't ken the meaning of the word.
Well, you see, Fergus, finding a wife to give you bairns is the wrong approach. You have to find... Well, this is the corny part. Is a woman you love.
Love?
Love. I mean, you never have once mentioned that word.
Well, you cannot love someone you haven't met.
Well, that's true, but you have to start thinking differently and stop thinking about bloodlines and statistics and start looking at the woman. Well, when Steve comes home, tell him I'm upstairs working on a dress for Dodie.
Aye.
Oh, hi, it's you again. It's a groovy suit. I'll tell you why I came, and then I'll be on my way. I'm interested in your cousin, sure. I'd like to be Lady Douglas, and I'd like to go to Scotland, but I got the feeling last night you thought I was some sort of a creep. Just because a trumpet player tells me that some guy's in the market for a wife, I don't usually just go and jump in his lap. I figured we'd meet and look each other over, and if it worked out, well, I'd still like to meet him. That's why I got into this dress. But I just don't want you folks to think that Terry Dowling is some sort of a...
Creep? Whatever that may be. Miss Dowling, I didn't ken you were here last night. Had I known, I would have,
Wait a minute. You're the cousin.
Stephen's cousin, aye.
Oh, you could be twins.
I didn't see the resemblance. He has a very weak chin. Miss Dowling, would you no care for a cup of tea?
Tea?
Aye.
Sure.
Yes, Janet. Oh, fine. Send him in.
Ah, Stephen, I seek your advice.
Well, Fergus, I hope I can come up with some answers.
You ken the matter of the newspaper advertisement?
Yes, Fergus. Barbara said not too much came of it.
Note. But later in the evening, I encountered a young woman. She says she knows you.
Oh?
She gives her name as Terry Dowling.
Terry, oh, yeah, she's the girl that was sent over by the trumpet player.
Aye.
Well, Fergus, Not that I have anything against trumpet players, but that's not really the way to meet a girl, do you think?
Well, I haven't given it much thought.
Are you telling me you're interested in her?
Aye. When she left it came over me.
What came over you?
That I wanted to see her again. Do you find that strange in a man of my age?
Well, no, not at all, Fergus, but...
I find her to be pleasant to look upon. I find her not beyond the age of having bairns, and I find her to be of cheerful countenance, and one other thing of major import, Stephen.
What's that, Fergus?
Her cargo hasn't a ship.
I hear that Fergus turned down every one of them dames that I sent over from the ad.
Yes, he did, Charlie.
Well, who does he think he is?
He thinks he's the one who's going to do the marrying.
That ad cost me 12 cents a word.
I know. And Fergus was very touched that you went to so much trouble to help him out.
Help him out, my aunt's bustle. I'd do anything to get rid of that Scotch nut in this house.
Oh, Charlie.
Hiya, Steve.
Hiya, Charlie. Hi, honey.
Steve, he's leaving.
Fergus?
He must have heard what we were talking about in the hallway. I can't make him listen to reason.
Well, what did you say in the hallway?
I told Barbara I'd do anything to get rid of him. That's why I put the ad in the paper.
By the tone of your voice, I guess you still mean it, huh?
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
Well, I guess that's it, honey. Fergus is just very hurt. But he's a grown man. You can't very well pamper him. Anything to eat in the kitchen?
Hey, Steve, you trying to put me in wrong? You know, walking out on me ain't gonna do it. If the guy wants to leave, that's great with Charlie O'Casey.
Are you going away, Uncle Fergus?
Uncle Fergus,
Yeah. It's better than Mr. Douglas, okay?
Okay, lassie.
I used to didn't like you, but now I like you. So why don't you stay?
I cannot stay.
Do you want to marry me, Uncle Fergus?
Marry you?
Yeah. Mommy says you want a wife to take to Scotland. But right now I'm not allowed to go past Buchanan Street.
Dodie, you'd better run along now. There's a good way, lassie.
You heard him, honey. Get going.
Okay. See you guys.
Look, if you think that I came up here to apologize, why, just forget it.
An Irish apology is writ upon the wind.
Oh, sure, big deal, writ upon the wind. I'm saying this. If you're too chicken to stay here, then go ahead and get lost.
Chicken?
Cowardly. Now, I don't like you. We all know that. But them folks down there, they do.
And?
So if you're too chicken to stay in a house with a guy that can't stand you, and that's me, then take your yellow streak and get out.
Have you had your say?
I've had my say.
Then I'll have mine. I detest your very bones, O'Casey, do you ken that?
Right.
And the Irish swagger of you is worse than the sway of a jackass staggering down a rutted road, do you ken that?
I ken the whole bit.
You also ken the fact we are both Gaelic would twirl my grandfather in his crypt.
Old swirling Fergus doesn't bother me at all.
And knowing all that, you'd still have me in the same house with you.
Sure. But let's get one thing straight. If I ever catch you wearing a skirt, you're in big trouble.
Psychologically, it was a bad move, Dad. They should have a third party present. Somebody with an open mind.
How long have they been up there?
Not long. Boy, it's neat.
What's neat, Dodie?
First, Uncle Charlie says rotten junk to Uncle Fergus. Then Uncle Fergus says rotten junk to Uncle Charlie. It's better than listening to the teacher bawling out kids in class.
Well, beside the point that you're not supposed to be listening at all, What do they say?
Well, first Uncle Charlie said he was chicken and had a yellow streak.
Streak.
Yeah. Then Uncle Charlie had terrible bones and walked funny.
Are you sure, Dodie?
Yeah, I think so. Fergus says keen a lot and junk.
Honey, maybe you better interfere.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to. I just thought these two grown men...
I'll take you down to the Blueberry Lanes, all right. But if you get out of line with Terry just once, you'll get a thick ear.
You don't threaten me, Charles. I'm afraid you didn't have the physical muscle to make good.
All right. I'm taking this Scotch highball down to the lanes.
Stephen, very soon you must instruct me in driving a motor car. I'm at the mercy of this elderly Irish leprechaun the while.
How can a grown man live as long as you have without learning to drive? I'll see you later.
How come they always yell at each other, Daddy?
Well, Dodie, I guess sometimes it's easier than shaking hands.